Thank you. And Councillor Simpson, please.
No, I'm good, thank you. I'm all right, thank you.
Just me. Sorry, Councillor Simpson. No,
I had a question on the amendment. Sorry, Mr. Chairman. Now it's been withdrawn. I don't know too.
Right. Okay. Look, members, I am going to be supporting these motions as they are. Interestingly, we've sort of forgotten that there are other qualifying matters, that there are 3 pages of qualifying matters that we haven't spoken of, but they're in our report as attachment A. And most of the focus has understandably been on a single additional qualifying matter of special character areas. But let's go back to the root problem here. We've got median house prices in Auckland of 1.25 million, 1.25 million, approaching 1.3. And they might be slowing up a little bit, we'll see over the next couple of months. But we still have massive unaffordability. And any suggestion that the housing capacity assessments are showing that we just have capacity, I think you probably need to lock away in your minds that alone is not going to address affordability. We heard that from Mario and Chad and Jacques Victor, that we need to do things differently. Government gets it. I think most of us do get it, and we've got to take some action because this problem is just running away fast on us. The unaffordability issue is one, but we're displacing Aucklanders. We're inadvertently exiling Aucklanders because they don't see Auckland being their home anymore, because they cannot be here. It's impossible for them to be here. And that is a situation on our watch that we need to take responsibility for and share that responsibility with government. Homelessness is high, overcrowding's high, and if we go back to the 2016 evidence that built up with the unitary plan at that time, we never anticipated the market responding so positively to choosing to be near the rapid transit network. We are starting to see a significant number of dwelling consents coming through. That I think in January it was 36% of dwelling consents were for within 1,500 metres. It was a different measurement of the rapid transit network. The month just gone, I think it was 28%. We're also seeing a desire to live in different typologies. 65% of the consents issued in April this year were for apartments and other forms of attached dwellings. So there's a real desire for people to live differently. And I think maybe parts of our Auckland Unitary Plan do need to be reviewed to keep up with the demand that Aucklanders are showing, that they actually want to live in not just a single house. They want to try out apartment living, mixed housing, urban and suburban. So the special character areas, this is an area I've given a lot of consideration to. I live in one currently. I actually don't think the part of the special character area I live in would pass the test today. That's the honest truth of it. It has been modified so significantly. But I'll take the evidence when Noel Reardon's team gives it a 6 or a 5 or a 4. And it will be an evidence-based approach entirely. But going back to what this special character is for Auckland, you know, we're talking about streets and large areas dating back to the 1800s, early 1900s, through to the bungalow period. So villas and bungalows in the residential areas. And in many ways, it's that physical representation of our Auckland, or one of the physical representations of our Auckland. It's the one we point to when we laud it when we travel, and we're very proud of it. It's streets, it's cottages, it's villas, it's bungalows, it's lots of interesting styles from that period. And it's the valuable groupings of those houses have merit. Let's assess those again and see if that merit still stands, but it is part of our identity overall. There are many contributors to our identity, but that special character across part of Auckland has a lot of value to the overall identity of Auckland as it stands. There's architectural merit that our officers referred to. There's the kauri timber that goes into that. The kauri we're no longer milling is embedded in those kauri homes from the 1800s through to the early 1900s. It's unique, and they are generally dense and walkable. They're on small sites, mostly on very small sites. And when they disappear, they cannot be restored. You cannot bring that back. It is Auckland, a part of Auckland, gone forever. I've lived in a number of those. Councillor Coombe warned me not to go through my list of the special character areas that I've lived in Auckland, but I've also lived in equivalent special character areas in Wallara, Paddington, Darlinghurst, and I've lived in Bloomsbury, and it was a very different Bloomsbury when I lived there. In fact, I didn't quite live, I squatted in London. And those areas, I've gone back and looked at whether those areas have been bulldozed and the high rises have gone up. And no, they haven't. Those cities of Sydney and London have protected their special character areas because they recognise it contributes to their identity. It's still there. Bloomsbury's still there, much higher value, of course. And Paddington, all the workers' cottages are still there. And I think we need to approach this carefully through evidence-based analysis, which our heritage team will embark on. So I commend these resolutions as they stand. I'll be supporting them, and we will now put that to the vote. I've had a call for a division from Councillor Stewart, and is there a general feeling to take them all as a whole, or do you want them?
Yes, please.
Yeah, but as a whole, but a division on the whole. Okay, so I'll call the division.
Is it possible to record your vote against some of the items?
Or you can always do that, yes.
All right, so there's been a division called on item 13. The motion's on the screen. Councillor Darby.
4.
Councillor Bartley.
4.
Councillor Casey.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor.
Aye.
Councillor Coombe.
Aye.
Councillor Cooper.
4.
Councillor Dalton.
4.
Councillor Filipina.
5.
Councillor Fletcher.
Yes.
Mayor Goff.
4.
Councillor Henderson.
4.
Councillor Hills.
I said 4.
Councillor Mulholland.
4.
Councillor Newman.
4.
Councillor Sayers.
4, but just noting against under the special character housing, special character area overlays against points 1, 3 and 4, please.
Thank you. Councillor Simpson.
4.
Councillor Stewart.
Against.
Councillor Walker.
The same as Councillor Sayers.
Okay. So 4, there would be 4, but against special character area overlays, subclause 1, 3 and 4. Is that correct? Okay. Councillor Watson.
4, but against special characters 1, 3 and 4, like my colleagues.
Thank you. And Councillor Young.
4.
Thank you, members. That is carried 19 votes to 1. And I thank the staff, I thank all the members for the great debate, questions before it that have led us to that decision.